Good morning. It is 7:30 a.m. on Sunday right now, and it is less than 7 weeks away from London Marathon. I actually can't believe it. And we have 19 miles on the agenda today, so I thought it'd be interesting to take you with me on how these big training days looks, what I'm eating, what I'm doing, how I'm feeling, not just before and after the run, but actually how I'm feeling during these big sessions, because that is one of the biggest things that's going to determine your success or maybe some trouble on marathon day. So let's get into it, starting with breakfast. So I always add two things to my porridge in the mornings. One is chia seeds, just really good, have a lot of omega-3s, fiber, a little bit of protein, always really good. And then the second is this kind of seed mix. It has flaxseed, almonds, Brazil nuts, walnuts, and CoQ10. So again, just a little bit of extra health in your breakfast in the mornings. I honestly just eyeball it. And there we go, that is the final result. It might not look very good, it might not look pretty, it definitely does not, but I swear it tastes really good, and most importantly, it keeps me full, it is really easy to digest, never have any stomach issues, and the finishing touch is always some of this Pippin Nut almond butter. This stuff is so good, I literally eat it out of the jar. So I usually try to eat probably an hour or so before I head on my run. I think science actually says that you should be eating 2 to 3 hours before your run. Like on race day, you want to stop digesting before you actually get to the start line, but it's just not pragmatic for me, especially in these kind of spring and summer months when it's nicer outside. It is just absolute chaos and pandemonium in the parks in London. And so last week, for example, I went out at around 10 a.m., which meant that I finished around 12 or 12:30, and it was such chaos. So that's why I'm trying to get up a little bit earlier today and actually head out a little bit earlier as well, just to avoid the crowds a little bit. So yeah, I'll probably aim to leave by like 8:30, but an hour is usually enough for me. And today's session isn't really a tough workout. It's going to be a slower, steady run. So an hour should be plenty of time. My biggest piece of advice, though, would be to treat these long runs as training sessions for race day. So try to be as consistent as possible in terms of what you're going to eat, what you're going to drink, test out your race day clothes, all of those kinds of things. So for me, this is going to be my race day breakfast. I would definitely not recommend eating something entirely new on race day, or even in terms of quantities, because I think that's something I did last year. I always had my porridge or my oats in the mornings, but on race day I thought, well, let me eat a little bit more because I'm going to need the extra carbs. I can't say whether or not that caused some of my stomach issues on race day, but it definitely wasn't the smartest choice. I would control what you can. Like, there's so many uncontrollables on race day, but be consistent. Don't do anything new. Do everything, like make sure that you've tested everything over the weeks leading up to the race, and that way you have a better idea of how your body is going to respond. Before we head out, let's talk fueling. So general practice is to take between 40 to 60 grams of carbs per hour of running. 19 miles, I think I'm going to be out there for around 3 hours today. So let's take a look. I am going to be taking some water with me, and so I'm going to put this Tailwind endurance fuel mix in there. This is the mandarin flavor. I got this variety pack, so it has loads of flavors that you can try, and this actually has 50 grams of carbs. I really like this stuff because sometimes these kinds of carb drinks, they can be really sticky, and I think sometimes they can actually make you more thirsty, but this stuff does not do that. It's really nice and not too overpowering in flavor either. So I'm probably going to take some now and then take a small bottle with me on the go. Then I also have 4 gels that I'm taking. I'll show you here. So I really like the SIS brand. It's really good, and I try to take different flavors just so I don't get too tired of this. These I bought last year. To be honest, I don't really like them. I like the watery consistency. That's why I like these over like a goo, for example. But these are just too watery. Like they will get everywhere. So I actually usually have to stop and walk when I take these. Definitely not ideal for race day. So I'm just trying to use them for some of my training runs. And then finally, I have these electrolyte fast chews. These are really important on race day when you're gonna be sweating a lot. So again, just trying to get used to what I wanna do on race day. So I'm taking some of these with me as well. I'll show you how I make the Tailwind. So they come individually packed. I think once I pick a favorite flavor, I'll probably just get a larger size of these, although I do admittedly like switching up the flavors every now and then. But it's this, I don't know if you can actually see that, but it's this white powder and it mixes really, really well. It doesn't have any clumps or anything like that. So I'm gonna put it into this larger bottle. I think this is 750 mils. I'm not gonna take all of that with me because I don't really have anywhere to put it. So I'm just gonna fill it up now and then mix it just like that. I bet it's gonna explode after I take my finger off as well. There we go. Yeah, it always does that. And then I just have these smaller bottles. These are, I think, 250 mils. And I really like the shape of them. They're really easy to hold in your hand because they're quite flat. And actually, I tend to put them in the pocket of my shorts as well. Again, because they are quite flat, it just kind of sits nicely. It doesn't rub. You don't even notice that it's there. So I'm gonna fill 1 or 2 of these up and then see what I want to carry today. So in terms of what I'm wearing today, it's finally spring here in London. I can't believe it. I'm so happy about it. So I'm actually wearing shorts for the first time in months. I'm wearing a Lululemon tank top. Actually, this is a Lululemon running vest as well. Adidas sun caps, sunglasses, and now I'm just going to fit all of this stuff into my running vest and head outside to warm up. I actually decided to wear this Osprey running vest instead. I forgot that the Lululemon one, I've worn it for like over a year and it's so stretched out that my phone and everything actually tends to fall out of it. So anyways, wearing this one, I'm also gonna be taking my Bose headphones. I really like these. They're open ear headphones, kind of, or bone conducting ones, kind of like the Shocks, but these just fit kind of over your ear. They don't have the band in the back, so I do prefer these. I have my hat, my sunglasses, lathered up in sunscreen and Body Glide, so we are ready to go. Picked up a water, I'm so thirsty, and also a chocolate milk. It's probably gonna take me another 40 minutes or so to get home, so definitely wanted something to eat while I commute home. All right, I am home and showered, so now it's time to get some lunch. I did grab the chocolate milk on the way home because it's just a good mix of protein and carbs, and it was just gonna tide me over until I could have a proper meal. I'm thinking about what to make. We actually got dishoom last night and we have some good leftovers. So I think I'm gonna get that from the fridge and then also make some electrolytes. I was so sweaty on this run. When I took my shower, I had salt like all over my body. So definitely need to get some electrolytes in and a proper meal. I'm really proud of the fact that I took down all of my fuel on that run. I definitely didn't feel that good, especially towards the end. Even though I mix up the flavors, I don't know if it's flavor fatigue, but by the end, I just don't want something that sweet and flavorful. So maybe I need to look around for things that aren't as fruity and a little bit more neutral, because that's definitely something I struggle with. But overall, yeah, I did take everything, and although I was still quite tired towards the end, that's to be expected. I think one big thing I do notice is that when I fuel properly during my runs, I don't feel as dead afterwards. Like, I just showered, I'm gonna eat, and then I think we're gonna go to the park with our dog. So I can just kind of get on with my day, and that's something that definitely wouldn't have been possible last year. year, and I think it's because I'm in better shape, but also I'm just fueling properly during these sessions. Now, in terms of electrolytes, I really like these SIS electrolytes. They have good electrolyte values, like they're quite salty, but they also taste really good. Some electrolytes are so salty, I can't stand it, but these have a really nice flavor. So gonna put these in some water with some ice and then eat. And here is lunch. It is matar paneer and biryani. This one I'm gonna start with, and maybe I'll have some more if I'm still hungry. I love dishoom. If you live in London, you know. There's always such a long line though, so we actually ended up getting this delivered last night, which is a huge hack in my opinion.
You didn't want it though.
But we got it anyways. Don't tell the people that. Lunch was delicious. I'm also gonna have some of these chips. These are my favorite chips ever, and whenever I'm done with a big run, I really crave salty things. So gonna have some of these, relax for a little bit, and then I think we're gonna take Bruce to the park. Hi, Bruce. Say hi.
Hi.
Bruce. Bruce. Hi, good boy. For dinner, we ordered Hoppers, which is a really good Sri Lankan restaurant here in London. So we have a bunch of different things, and I'm very excited to dig in. Dinner was delicious, and now I'm gonna have some of these Maltesers for dessert. That's probably gonna be it for the day. I always try to make sure to get a few good meals with lots of protein and carbs after a big session, but I also tend to be hungrier the day after a big session like today. So that was it for today. Like I said earlier, we are less than 7 weeks away from London Marathon. I honestly can't believe it. We have a few more big long runs to go, so I'll definitely take you with me and show you how I get on.